Hello Internet, I'm Chaz.
And I'm Dan. Welcome to Wine is Serious Business, episode 142. Today we're doing a tasting of toilet paper. I'm sorry, wine.
I just showed Dan that there's a video that CNBC did on Costco, the Costco wine buyer, and Kirkland wines in general, and how Costco interacts with the wine industry. Got Dan a little fired up here, but I'd purchased these Kirkland wines in the past because I had seen the video, and I wanted to know. I'd never had a Kirkland wine before, and I wanted to know, are these any good? Honestly.
Yeah.
The prices are compelling. I mean, we're talking, I think, $18 here, 15 and 20 for Chateauneuf-du-Pape, which is reasonable, absolutely reasonable.
It's almost impossible to find a Chateauneuf-du-Pape for $20,
right.
I'd say, on the American market.
So yeah, we're just going to go ahead and taste through them. Dan pre-tasted these and verified they weren't corked, and this will be my first time tasting them. So
we're running through it. We're starting out with the Kirkland Signature Series Cabernet Sauvignon. This is a Cabernet blend. Was it from? Oh.
It's from Mount Veneer and Diamond Mountain AVA.
There we go.
In Napa Valley, so it is 100% Napa fruit.
2008. So it's got a little bit of age on it.
Yeah. But I mean, this was purchased not too long ago, probably about 5 months ago, 4 months ago.
Sure.
So either it's this
current
vintage,
or most recent release.
Yeah, exactly.
On the market.
So it smells nice.
Yeah, some chocolate, some dark cherries on there.
I mean, it's very typical Cabernet. I mean, it's nothing really jumping out that makes it. But yeah,
a little bit of candy cherries as I get into it a little more.
Knowing the price point, it's perfectly acceptable nose. It's somewhat delicious. Yeah.
Cherries come straight across the palate. A little bit of like gummy candy is what I'm getting there. Definitely, there's like a play for the heavier fruit.
The chocolate thing you mentioned earlier totally comes through on the mid palate, like that dry cacao sort of thing. The tannins are a bit abrasive on the finish, like it sort of rubs the side of the tongue the wrong way a little bit.
After the fruit's gone.
And the acidity is full on and not in balance. But that said, neat flavors initially. And when you're talking about a sub-20 Cabernet, you know, what do you...
Yeah. It's definitely, I don't know.
Yeah,
what can I say? Well, I want to hate, but really it tastes like what it is.
Yep.
A sub $20 cab from kind of an expensive area.
Right.
So obviously there are much worse bottles at that price point. On the other hand, there's nothing compelling about it at all. It tastes like a decent bottle of cheap wine.
Which is, I think, pretty much what they're aiming at with this price point, right? Which is, I find acceptable. Like it's got some interesting fruit early on, but man, when you really look at it, the structurally, it's not a well-built wine. So I would go 85 points, 84 points on it. I have some things I really like about it, and I have some things I really don't appreciate that much.
And it's really interesting.
Nothing is making me hate it.
When we were watching that little documentary clip, they were talking about
we'll link that, by the way.
Yeah, we're talking about how they go through and taste that, and this team that, and this is certainly some bias in the documentary and some bias that we kind of want to embrace as people from Oregon and people who love small producers and that sort of thing. Yeah. But still, how people who are steeped in the economics of running a big box store, look for what they buy and what they can sell, and kind of catering to a very, immediate, instant gratification and something that hits the palate. When I was talking about candy, that's like right in line with the American palate in a cliche sense, right? You get that sweet fruit right away, and it delivers that. It's really accessible in a sense, but not interesting.
I would chill this too a little bit.
It would probably, I bet there's a little bit of RS in there. I totally bet there is.
I would chill it a little bit.
And both of us are kind of in line with that, so we succumb to the cliche a little bit. And I want to go worse.
It's hard to hate it though. I mean, there's nothing glaringly horrible about it.
Right. It's just
acceptable.
Yeah.
84 points for me.
Thanks. Okay. Yeah, that's what I'm going to go with. 84 as well. Yeah.
All right. So the next one.
Moving on.
Next is kind of funny. So this is 2009 Napa Cabernet, and so when I did a little bit more research on these wines when I was looking into them after I purchased them, it's Napa, and you notice how there's no valley on it. Well, Napa Valley is a AVA, this is Napa County, and reading into it and doing a little more reading on the internet, there's no actually Napa Valley fruit in this. It's Napa County fruit. So it's purchased and it's grown anywhere outside of Napa Valley.
Yet they use the word Napa,
Napa.
And that's like
gigantic labels, gold. It's like
that's like the nickname for the wine. You could call it, you could call it Chaz, right? It doesn't matter. There's no legal regulations on what word you use in that segment.
Right.
So, so this is labeled intentionally to be misleading to consumers.
Well, yes.
Yeah, who will associate Napa with a certain style of fruit. Maybe it's made in the same style, but you're really dancing around the fact that to call it Napa Valley, the fruit has to come from a specific location. This fruit, 0% of it comes
well,
from this
I can't say that with 100%
certainty
certainty that this is 0%.
Okay, so maybe some of it does, but not enough to be classified.
It cannot be classified as AVA, Napa Valley AVA.
Even though
it doesn't even say
I'd say even myself, fairly educated, I would leap to that assumption until I read more into the bottle. If I was grabbing something quick, I would assume this was Napa Valley fruit. That's clearly
not what it is.
Yeah, it's clearly not what it is. So,
all right, so
2009.
2009 Cabernet. And this was the cheapest of the bottles, so $15, I think.
Sure. Little leather.
Yeah, it's kind of got an interesting nose to it. It's kind of like the
leather over ripe
sour
strawberries.
Strawberries, but red fruit.
Alcohol.
Oh, there is
plenty of alcohol.
There is a boozy component too. What is the alcohol in this?
I hope it's low. Be low.
14.3. It's low for California.
Yeah.
Low.
And low enough that it shouldn't be stinking you out on the nose, but it does. So
it's kind of got the like old laundry sort of smell. It's got like the stinky feet thing going on.
It does. I was kind of generous with the leather thing, but there's a little bit, yeah. This is a really interesting, psychological exercise, right? Because a lot of the stuff we taste on the show is stuff we know we love before we even get into the bottle.
Yeah, we're just excited to share.
This is stuff that we want to not like, and now we're trying to pull ourselves back from bias and still give our honest impressions of what's going on.
I've had enough time to watch to watch that clip. Dan just saw it, so he's fired up. Are you seeing it twice?
That's my second time.
All right.
Same thing, big burst of candified fruit across the palate, and nothing else in this case. The tannins sit awkwardly on the palate from beginning to end, and are not integrated with that candy fruit at all.
And whereas the mountain blend had some body to it, this is really flat on the palate. I don't know, just watery, like a rosé or something.
And I'll give you this too, if you're generally a fan of Cabernet, especially on the cheaper end of things, you're kind of okay with more tannic structure than Chaz and I are generally on board with.
Yeah.
And I can see this working in that sense, but it does not work for me terribly well. So you got some candified fruit and an overabundance of tannins that aren't terribly balanced. So this is a great exercise for those of you who watch us regularly and you wonder, man, you guys rate a lot of Pinot Noir 87, 88, 89 points. That's still kind of in my wheelhouse. It's characteristics I like. This is totally decent for... No, you can beat this for $10. I'm sure you can.
Oh, easily. J-Lore. Any day of the week.
That's like 20-ish, but that's still...
Really?
Yeah.
That up there that way?
Yeah. But it still crushes both these. But
yeah.
But this is like on the other side. It plays kind of to the stuff that I don't like. So, 82 points. I can see there's a reason to drink it. Like, if this was all that was there, I'd probably pour myself another glass, but I would never buy it.
Intense flavors of black fruit, surrounded by notes of cocoa, chocolate, spice, and vanilla leading into a long, elegant finish. None of that is correct.
I could see maybe a little bit of that vanilla. I'm sure there's plenty of oak on it.
I get some of the blackberry fruit, and I get some plum initially, but man, it's just sort of flat afterwards, and
the finish is not elegant.
No.
Thankfully, the alcohol doesn't burn me up on the palate like it does on the nose.
Yeah, this is seemingly a lighter wine than the first one, and it is less from a less substantial area.
Cropped high, right?
Probably. I'll go 80 points on it. 81 points on it.
All right.
80 points. 80 points.
All right.
I mean, it's It's perfectly acceptable.
And we try to stick with that in our show too. Like we want 80-point wines to be something that is still totally drinkable.
It is. 80-point wine. I wouldn't. If someone poured this for me and was excited, like, or just poured it for me at a dinner party or whatever, it's not going in the sink. Like, I'll drink it.
I'd finish the glass.
Right. But I am not going to reach for that bottle again because there's better stuff out there.
True.
Okay, so this is kind of the exciting note was I had seen their champagne there, which we opened at a blind tasting. They had Kirkland champagne, rosé champagne, which actually didn't do horrible. And then this thing, which is the 2010 Chateauneuf-du-Pape Cuvee de
Nalys. Perhaps. I don't know.
I am horrible.
I have no idea. Nalys. Well, you'll see the picture. 2010. Got a bunch of different.
2 liters of that purple potion. All right.
A bunch of different vineyards. And it is what? It is a real CDP. Right. That's a legal name, right? The fruit has to be from that region for them to use that name. You've got to use the legal varieties. 56% Grenache, so very, very much Grenache dominated.
Right. But from well-established vineyards in Chateauneuf-du-Pape, I mean, there's 35% Le Cru here.
Yeah, Le Cru, that's the vineyard View Telegraph uses a lot. So that's interesting.
I know.
Everybody's got to sell their bulk juice to somebody, right?
It even says on the back, it's ready to drink now, but will improve with age over the next 10 years. So, well, let's check it out. No, you hating it? You hating it? It's got that funky, like butt funk CDP thing going on, big time.
Like a funky Syrah thing. Now that you've said that, I can kind of see it.
It's that like roast beef thing that you get off Syrah, like the roast meat, the gamey thing. But this is way stinkier. Like this is way stinkier, and there is very
so there's very little fruit that. Now that you said that, I'm kind of on board with it. Yeah, a little bit of that roast beef, or kind of like hotter Syrah going on there. A little bit of blackberry, but not a whole lot of fruit. The alcohol is definitely coming through again.
The fruit is wildly dialed down here. That's kind of the crazy thing. Like this is almost all funk right now.
Yeah.
Like funk and grilled meat and.
Which does not lead you to think Grenache, right? Like I would definitely guess this to be
Syrah. Yeah, blind tasting. Yeah.
Interesting. So when I tested it to make sure it wasn't corked, I was getting almost no fruit at all. Now the fruit's definitely there. More like some strawberries, kind of running across the palate.
Yeah.
Touch of candied nature again. One of my friends remarked when we were talking about doing this show that there's probably a little bit of RS in all of these.
I don't know about this.
I don't know, but it's possible.
This has got somewhat of a. This is actually somewhat composed on the palate. Like there is more substance here than the first 2 wines, bar none. And it's actually like, while you were sitting there talking, I was thinking about the flavors, and they kept sort of coming on, like things were changing a little bit, not super compelling, but it's not harsh, there's nothing wrong with it. But it's super light for CDP. Like
weirdly light for CDP?
The flavors here are like someone took a decent vintage of CDP and took the volume and dialed it down to like 4.
Yeah.
We've got the tannins here. We've got got this lip smacking acidity. But man, like the fruit is just everything about it is way low. It's interesting.
And I kind of like the intensity of the city. You know, I go there, but
yeah. No, there's nothing harsh about this. This is a hard one to score. I'm going to like 87 points on it.
Seriously.
86 points, 87 points, 87 points. I'll stand with my previous assumption, because maybe this would be interesting in a few years. Maybe they're right on the back of the label, and this would be okay in 5 years, 4 years age, when stuff sort of starts to mellow out a little bit.
I don't know.
But it's got a long enough profile on the palate that it leaves me thinking about it somewhat.
The fruit wouldn't have to fade much for this to be garbage.
Dead, you're right. You're very right.
So the acidity is definitely there. The tannins aren't terribly strong. Again, the alcohol doesn't burn me up, which kind of surprised me. I thought that'd be more of a problem across all of these.
14.5 on this.
So you know, cheers to them for moderating that experience. They're clearly hitting a very similar profile across all of them, where there's like a very approachable, perceptible fruit component, you know, followed by a touch of structure. It's straight. It's to the point. This is, you know what? This is quintessential bulk wine across the board.
Snap.
Yeah, and in a lot of ways, kind of represents the lowest common denominator. And by that, I in no way mean the worst wine you can buy, because this is not garbage. And when you're at that kind of volume, yeah, like you do have the luxury where, you know, you're not going to have a few bad barrels that ruin, you know, what, 200,000 cases or 20,000 cases or whatever, right?
Right.
You have kind of the benefit of volume to kind of homogenize everything. And while it'd be fun to like really tear into them for that, almost everything you're buying under the $15 price point is kind of part of that culture.
I like it, the CP.
All right.
I like it. It's got a green olive thing coming through.
You know, and we could rant at length about producing, about supporting the smaller producers, but from the people we interview, from what we talk about, you guys already know where we're at on that.
Absolutely. So what was your score on this one?
Now that you say, talk for a bit, I'm going to take one more sip and make that assessment.
Well, I typically like, when I drink Chateauneuf-du-Pape, I like it to be a larger wine, bigger. Some of the 07s I really liked. I know I'm going to get a little bit of hate for that, but whatever. I've got a J. Miller palate. I like the big fruit. I like it to be a little more forward and accessible. I'm surprised I like this so much, because this is, like I said, it's everything sort of dialed down. The structure is still full on, which is weird, but the flavors and the intensity is just like, it's different. But the thing is, you can still sense things behind it. Like, you can still see, like, every time I take a sip of it, I'm provided with a decent experience, and that I like, and I wouldn't kick it out of bed. I like it enough to give it 87 points.
Yeah,
I think it's very good wine.
Wow. Not so much for me. Right. 80, and this might be the bias creeping in, but that's just how it's going to be. I'm going to take it to 83. I don't think the fruit's interesting. It's like super approachable, and like I was saying before, like this is bulk wine executed. They deliver on it. I'd say, you know, if you have,
there might be a little bit of RS.
Yeah, like if you've got nothing else, right? Like, or if you're worried about, you know, I drink all of these before I get into the night train, right?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. No. I mean, I think all of these are willing. Like, you should. If
you give me $20 to spend on a bottle of wine, there are many that I would drink from Oregon, from Washington, from California, from around the world, instead of this stuff. So in some way, you know, honestly, I was really hoping to take some stuff down below 80 points. So it's kind of a win for them in that respect.
Absolutely.
I can't really do it, nor will I endorse them. So
fair enough.
That's where I'm at.
And I won't endorse them either, but at $20, I mean, it provides that Chateauneuf-du-Pape sort of characteristic to me. I don't know.
Yeah, I drink a Côte d'Aron any day.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Anyway,
so that's our show. That's our show.
That's a good show. We're finally at odds a little bit.
Getting out and getting outside of our box too. I know some of you guys like that. But really, get away from bulk wine when you get the chance. Drink your local producers. Drink the small producers. More so, even if they're big, drink the producers that really care about the wine they produce, not that are making a commodity to target the lowest common denominator and catch as many people as they possibly can. That's really where I'm at. Question of the day. At what point did you realize it was worth seeking out specific producers and something other than bulk wine that is just passable? Let us know about that.
Who is the producer?
Yeah, and for me it's kind of like the same as when I fell in love with wine.
Same here?
Yeah, German Riesling, that I'm just like, oh man, this is not the same as the Riesling that you can buy at any number of like large grocery stores.
The Yellowtail Riesling, like
yeah,
it's not the same.
So and it's worth that extra work. So let us know, what was the wine?
It was the Evesham Wood 2005 Willamette Valley Pinot. And it was the first time that I'd ever like just been utterly captivated by a wine, like blown away.
Yeah,
after release, so it was good.
I think it's worth that extra work. Let us know what you think. Thanks for watching.